Okay guys, just pulled up. It's drizzling. We got a car stranded, reduced engine power, illuminating across the display. So our problem is we have to remove this cover. Make you use a Torx bit to get in there. Just gonna use some pliers to get that off. After the cleaning the throttle body about 4 or 5 months ago, she started to get the reduced engine power message again. And I just knew the throttle body was going out. The car was about maybe 50 miles away from me. So I ordered the part just to replace it. I didn't know there were more issues. And I should have just went to it and scanned it and made sure everything's okay. I just kind of pointed the finger without seeing what was really going on and replaced that part. Although we replaced it anyway, or was going to replace it anyway. But I'm going to show you guys how to replace it. Although I have a video on my channel thoroughly showing you how to replace this, the throttle body. And we're going to get the car back to the house and show you guys exactly what went wrong with this vehicle and why. So let me show you guys how it sounded at this particular moment. It sounded terrible. There it is. Man, this thing is idling something serious. Has a sporadic idle to it. Look at that. I mean, it's not as pronounced as the camera's showing. I feel it is shaking violently. So when this happens, guys, when the engine power is reduced, message comes across the display. It disables the gas pedal when you try to drive. So I'm probably sure it'll probably cut off on me. But let's read what codes is throwing before we swap out anything. Wow. Camshaft position sensor timing. Wow, I kind of figured that. Camshaft position timing. Crankshaft, camshaft position sensor. I want to note it's very important to look at the exhaust B. That's very important. Not the intake side, it's on the exhaust side of the engine. Let's swap out the throttle body. I want to see something. Maybe it's throwing those codes because it's running poorly. Let's see. I'm gonna disconnect this battery. 10 millimeter. Just take the hot side off. Let's see something, guys. We gotta see some troubleshooting. I know we're getting those codes, guys, but when the camshaft position sensor goes out, or if the crankshaft sensor goes out, the vehicle will normally not start. It won't start. I've dealt with a gazillion camshaft position sensors going out, and the vehicle will not start, period. It's going to shut off. And even though that might be the case here, but this throttle body has been acting up, and we're going to get this out of here. So let's get the flathead. Try to change this thing out real quick. Just see. I'm by myself and I'm in the field, guys. Let me pull this up. Just want to pull that out. And let's undo that plug. Should be a safety clip there, but it should pull off. And let's swap this throttle body out. I want to see something, guys. So I got a 10 millimeter swivel. I got another video of me doing this, guys, so I'll probably post video shots of that because it's gloomy out here and I don't have great lighting. In the other video I have great lighting, just to show you how to remove this really quick. So let me pop this off here. I got it unplugged. We're gonna compare the two, just swap it out and just to see what's going on with the engine. Okay guys, here's the part. This is a 2016 Cruze. There's a couple different types of throttle bodies for this vehicle. This is the one, so if you take this is OEM as well. Takes the plug on the side, on the black housing here. On this black structure, the plug on the side, opposed to it being on this side, on the opposite side. So like I said, this is the OEM product. I'm gonna swap it out with this OEM. I never have luck with the aftermarket. They fail in no time. So just spend the extra money and get that. All right, let's bolt up real quick, guys. And it's super simple. Just come in this way and bolt it back in. Let's see what we got. want to see something. Okay guys, this is a quick swap out. So you want to torque these down to 89 inch-pounds or about 7 foot-pounds. A little tad over 7 foot-pounds. So we buckled up, just put this on. I want to kind of see everything. Let's get the battery back connected, and we're gonna see what we got. Okay guys, we're back buttoned up. Like I said, before I put the cover on, just want to inspect everything. I'm about to start. I'm gonna erase those codes first, and then we're gonna start this thing and see what's going on. Let's see what we got. Let's see if it's gonna run crazy. First start, guys, since the new parts been installed. Getting those codes still. Camshaft position sensor. There's 2 cam position sensors on here, camshaft position sensors. This is one for this particular motor with the oil fuel cap on the left hand side on the passenger side. 10mm bolt. This is one. It's a brown plug. And here's the other one here. So let's kind of give you guys the bearings, front of the engine. This is the one by the exhaust, and this is the one by the intake. It's right there, super easy to get to as well. 10mm bolt, holding both. Both of those cam position sensors have the same plug color, brown, but the wires are different colors. Which doesn't mean anything because they are the exact same sensors. So I just want to note that you can interchange them. They're the same sensor. Safety clip up. Remove that 10mm bolt and wiggle it out. Let me show you the other ones, guys, just in case both of them are bad. Apart. Going back with original General Motors product, man. OEM products. We're not using the cheap knockoffs. There it is right here. No cheap knockoffs. We're using the original parts. Pull this up and press down. 10mm bolt. So let's get the new one and install it. Get the motor oil. Put some oil in the O-ring. All right. So you just want to snug this down. Just plug it back up. Put your safety clip down. Reconnect the battery. And then we're going to start it up. Okay, the battery is reconnected. Make sure the oil cap is on, and let's see what we got. So we're just replacing that one. We're going to see. All right, here we go. Still acting up. Let's read some codes. After replacing the camshaft sensor on the exhaust side, the only code was popping up now was the P0017, opposed to the P0014 and 17. But I knew I still had a problem, and I wanted to dig deeper. Okay, guys, we're getting that code, and I know she's been keeping the engine somewhat maintenance. I've done some work to it. I've changed the oil on it, and Come to find out, I think I was the last one to change the oil on this car some months back. I'm hoping it's not the case. I'm waiting for her to reply to me because I told him to get the oil change a minute ago. So I pulled out the oil stick. I hope the damage has not been done yet, guys. I pulled out the oil stick and there's nothing on the stick. Nothing. So let's add some oil. Let's see if we can get this thing smoothing out. I don't hear noise like that. I don't hear noise to make me think that, I don't hear the chain slapping around in there to make me think that those gads are broken up or this thing may have jumped timing. So it's starting to rain on me. Let's get some oil in here. I asked, but I should have checked because oil runs this system. Oil runs the system perfectly. And when it's rough oil like this, you have a serious problem, and she may have damaged the engine with that. Let's get some oil in here and see. Okay, guys. Come to find out, the vehicle was nearly 4 quarts low of oil. About 4 quarts low of oil. No low oil light was on the vehicle. That's the only reason I didn't check it initially. No low oil light. That is weird to me. I mean, she said she hadn't even seen one as well. Otherwise, she would have gotten oil in the vehicle or gotten an oil change. But she wasn't prompted a no low oil light at all. So without the low oil light on, it didn't. I didn't think to check it when I normally just check it anyway because I'm just used to doing that. I normally check it. So I added 4 quarts of oil in this thing, and I'm gonna let you guys see how it runs after I add the oil in it. We're gonna go all in one motion and see. Fingers crossed. I'll know once it starts. Know the consequences of low oil pressure, guys. What's messed up is there's no low oil light here. Clicking. All right, it was about 4 quarts low, so basically empty, a quart. Don't know how it's still running. I'm bothered by this because this could have been prevented. Decent running car. Could have been prevented. Could have been prevented, guys. Same codes. Okay, guys, we're gonna remove this valve cover. I opted to take the valve cover off because I want to see if there any internal damage to the engine, specifically the reluctor. I want to see what's up with the reluctor. I want to make sure it was still in line on the camshaft, on the exhaust side. That's why I opted to take the valve cover off, opposed to just popping those VVT Solenoid / actuators out. And if you do get a similar code like this, check the VVT solenoids, guys. That may be your problem. With this, I want to clean the injectors. I want to just kind of go over the top of this engine and make sure everything's okay and make sure it's still in time. But check those VVT solenoid / actuators. Pull those out, make sure they're okay. As you see, I'll pull one of them out and it's damage to it. And it's probably one of the main reasons I was getting those codes as well and the engine was running poorly. So let's get this valve cover off and let's show you guys some things that was wrong with the vehicle. Okay guys, I thought I had my phone set up. I just used one of my connectors and take it off right here. These remove. This is the 5/8 inch hole size. So I'm gonna leave this connected to the valve cover. These are tamper-proof bolts. We're not gonna remove those. This is probably the easy way to get this without replacing these hoses. We're gonna take this off from here. Just trying to do the little small things first because it's raining non-stop. It's raining on and off on out here. We're drizzling. And I hate how them pull in the garage. These are the ones I used. I bought these some years ago. But the 5/8 inch, I got these. Got some of these. I got them all over the place. These won't work. These the 10 ones. These, the OEM. Also, I spray some lube in there because these become brittle over time. You don't want them to crack and break. So a little PB blaster or some WD-40 like I used, and it'll come kind of right up with this connector. So let's get this one off really quick because this is connected to here. We just move this over once we get it off, opposed to taking it from here, which will require another line disconnect tool. Remove these, you just pull these back. These are the actuators. You pull it back, you push down, pulls out. Same as here. The injectors are the same. We're just trying to show you guys some of the you can see how it goes. Releases the thing, so you press down here once you get it up. Pull it out. So I'm gonna take those off. This is the O2 sensor, another thing. Let's pull this out some. I'm just doing random stuff, guys. I wouldn't go in this order, just removing these clips. Another cam sensor back here, a camshaft sensor here. Unplug that, same procedure. Pull that red clip out some, like that. Press down on it, or get some needle nose pliers, angle. These actually was better. Just angle nose pliers. This harness is connected here. The bottom one holding it. So you just gotta push down, kind of see on both of those tabs with the needle nose, and it pulls out of these flat. So I'm just going through it, guys. This is just removing stuff as I see it. Just take this pin out. You can pop this back in a little bit. Lock it back in now. We gotta take this off. There's a bolt here holding this 10 millimeter, and this same clip is down here. Let me get some light. You see it, guys? It's right in our face right there. So I'm gonna get down in there, I'm gonna reach my hand down in there and pop it up. Okay guys, look at my arm. Going through here. And I got the screwdriver down there on it. Oh, there's a slot. And I'll show you when I pull it up. A circle slot that I got the screwdriver on. And I can move it. Get the clip up out of there. That's that circle hole right there. And pull it over there. It's on both sides. You can see it's out of there, so it should pull off of there. You get a long flathead screwdriver and pry it off. First, let's get this 10mm bolt off from here. You guys can see it just right there. It's holding this on this brace. Now I'll show you when I take it off. There's the brace right here. So let me get this off first. I'm gonna show you guys what I use and get this up. Here we go. I got it broke loose already, but just using a small extension, 10mm socket, a nice long ratchet. Pretty long screw. So we need something thin to take this clip. We pull that black clip out to get this out of our way. This is for brakes. This is the vacuum pump for the brakes. So we're gonna take this and get something thin to pull it out. It's pretty long. Coming from the side on it. Guys, be careful when you pull it out. It fell down in there. I gotta get it. It's down in there somewhere. I gotta grab it and make it see a little bit of it. But be careful when you pull it out. It fall down in there. No big deal. I gotta move the vacuum pump. It'll be right in our face. It pops right off. Just take the screwdriver right there and just pry it out. Okay, remove this clip and twist this, break the seal of this. It's gonna leak some fluid. This is the fluid, this is the coolant line for the turbo. So here's that bottom clip. I guess we can remove the vacuum pump real quick. There's 1, 2, and 3 bolts holding it in place. It look like some 13mm. They're 13mm bolts. Okay guys, you're gonna get a little trickle of oil here, and The seal looks good. The vacuum pump was okay. But when you do this job, you're gonna have to you normally have to replace these seals. This one looks good. Wasn't a problem with the vacuum pump. It wasn't broke like they normally be broke. When they go bad, they normally break up in here. You see them chipped up, and it damages that seal. This one's fine. I can use some RTV gasket sealing over this, which is perfect. These actuators have seals. They may be okay too. We may can get away with them. We'll see. So we'll take those out shortly. Let's do that. Let's make that the last thing we'll do today. Remove these actuators. 10mm bolt. I want you guys to pay very close attention to this solenoid when I remove it. Pay very close attention to it. This is the exhaust side. Look at this. There's broken pieces in here. Wow, this thing's all broke up. This is all broke up. This one's okay. Okay, I'm off to a face start. It's about 3 o'clock in the evening. Today is Sunday though. I've been busy pretty much all morning. I'm gonna try to get this off real quick. See where we left off at. I was about to take this off. 17mm for that fuel line, so we can pull the fuel rail up. When we take that off, we're gonna take these coils out. 10mm, they pop out. We need to get some stuff out of our way. This harness needs to get out of our way. Unplug everything. Gotta squeeze that, pull it out. That's out. We got a coolant line here. Get that off. Let's see how much play we got here. 10mm. Got it. Probably disconnected from here. Let's break this loose. 17mm. There may be some fuel spray here, guys. Up like that. A little bit of fuel. And we got that broke. See how much play we got here. Not much. We may have to remove it from there. That's also a 17mm. For the fuel line. Shit. Fuel gonna spray out here too. Get that out of our way. Okay guys, this is 16mm, 5/8 got a better fit. Leaking coolant, gonna leak some coolant, gonna leak some coolant. Waste off. Think it's like 18 to work? 10mm. Alright guys, just bend this up a little bit. Pull the line back here. This is out of our way. Alright. Free lines out of our way. So let's take the coils out now. Coils, 10mm. They kind of sitting there on the angle. I got a bunch. Before we drill the intake up and take the injectors out, the injector rail, I'm vacuuming there. Make sure nothing falls, no injector ports. Nothing big. I'm not worried about anything small debris, but we're gonna vacuum in there really quick. But look how those coils seat in those plugs on an angle. Curves out. So let's get the vacuum. Then we're gonna remove this one, and each one along the injector itself. Not those Allen keys. That's to remove the injector off the rail. We're not doing that. The injectors are fine in there. All right, let's remove the this. Let's see how they were spraying. Look at that. You're gonna clean them up real good. I got a brand new set of injectors for this thing, just in case we need to replace them ever. All right, let's drill the intake. Let's get these off first for this brace, for this harness brace, 10mm. These are some nuts first on top of. Okay, that's out of our way. So we gotta get a deep 10mm socket. And we're gonna drill this up. Okay, I got that one drilled up already. Got that one up. Can also hit this too. I'm gonna leave them all in the case. Nothing over there. Oh, there's one right here. I gotta get this one. So we got these. There's a notch right there in the valve cover, crowbar. Use it's also a brace. Again, it broke up. Okay, this bracket is catching it. Two 13mm screws, that one and that one. The bolt is hidden. All right, guys, here we go. Just took one of the bolts out. Here it is right here. It's a 13 millimeter. Left one I'm in. Now I can just bring this out of my way. Lift up on this thing now. So the reluctor is here. It should be in line with this barcode. So we gotta twist this around. Okay guys, I've took my camera, snaked it down inside of here. The guides look good. Okay guys, the reluctor is spot on with the QR code or that barcode. So it didn't twist out of place. I'm rotating the engine here. By the crankshaft using $15/16. All right, everything appears to check out okay. I don't know when I put everything back together. Just want to take a look at this reluctor. That was important for me to match it up with this. I'm gonna reassemble everything and add a new variable valve timing. This is a solenoid actuator. It's called a variable valve timing solenoid actuator. I got a few videos on my channel for different cars with these, probably a few years ago. The most recent is a Dodge Ram. You have to remove the whole intake to remove them on a Dodge Ram. These are super easy to get to. So I'm gonna replace that. I'm gonna clean this up. Those gaskets are reusable. This gasket and the gas are reusable. But what I'm gonna do is, this stuff is called Max. It's Permatex Best Glue. It's an oil resistant. Can't see it. It's in this bag. Max Flex. I lost the top. It's for optimal performance. This stuff is remarkable. I'm gonna put a thin coat around here and around there when I clean everything up. Gonna get some injector spray, clean that out, clean these ports out some more. Also, let me take you over here to the valve cover itself. Put the gasket back on. Both gaskets are on. It's recommended that you change this seal out, guys. This seal looks great. Seal looks great. But if your seal, if the vacuum pump did kind of break up on yours, replace this seal, otherwise you're gonna have a leak. Yeah, I'm gonna go back on with everything how it came off. It's kind of self-explanatory now. I've done the hard part for you guys to see how to remove this stuff. Gonna get some injector cleaners, clean this up really good with some injector cleaner. Or maybe use some braking parts cleaner and you clean these up really good. Or some throttle body injector cleaner. Just spray on that, clean it up nice and neat. Put everything back together, trying to save some footage, and I'll be back when I'm done. Note that if the reluctor was out of sync with this, out of line, you can get a small hammer and tap it here. Whatever side, whatever position it's in, to tap it back in place. Just tap lightly on it until it line up with this. So you can tap it here or that way, whichever way is offset, until it aligns back up with this. I'm using some throttle body cleaner, some gum out throttle body cleaner to clean out the injector ports. They were filthy. There was no debris. We sucked them out with the vacuum. Maybe a nozzle for the vacuum. We got down up in there. I got this powerful vac. I spray braking parts cleaner on this microfiber towel, and wiping along the surface. Perfect. I'll do the inside too. Then we're gonna put a thin layer of this along both, so we don't have any leaks. Guaranteed. Okay, we're perfectly clean. Let's add some of this Permatex. I sprayed some braking parts cleaner on here. Just clean the surface for that vacuum pump to mate perfectly. And we're gonna use a thin coat of the gasket maker here. All right, guys, to tighten these valve covers down, these are 8 foot-pounds for the fuel rail. The valve covers are 8 foot-pounds torque. 8 foot-pound. 8. The number 8 foot-pounds. Most of these bolts are 8 and 10 foot-pounds, but these are 8 foot-pounds. Those are 8 foot-pounds, I believe. Just got everything snugged down, hand tightened down. Well, snugged down, got everything snugged down. These are pretty much just tightened down. There's no torque specs on those. But I got the torque specs pretty much for all the things on this engine. So let me get finished. Okay, guys, here's the vacuum pump. Same size bolts. I'm gonna clean this surface off. It has a, this is a gasket, so we're just gonna use a little, we're gonna leave this gasket on here and put a little gasket maker on the engine block. Be fine. You wanna twist this, you wanna rotate this to angle along that shaft, the camshaft, so it can fit in properly. Let's say you can reuse this gasket, make sure everything's cleaned up. You're gonna clean up real good, but I got a brand new one. I got one with, this is a new one, new line, and I got one, this has like 3,000, came off a car with 3,000 miles on it. Another line. So, yep, this is new. This is that, so we're ready just in case any of them go bad. Okay, we got this button down. Let's put this coolant line on. I'm gonna note something. I got multiple washers for these things. These are the same bolts. Got holes in them. As you can see, this has another washer on it. There's two different size washers. There's a smaller and a large. These are the small ones at the bottom. These are the large washers. The large goes on the back side. The smaller one goes on the boat. So the smaller one goes on the boat, large one on the back side here. I lost footage of me doing the oil change on this vehicle. I removed all the oil that I put in there and the little that was in the engine. It had turned black. I let it drain out completely. I removed the drain screw and the filter for a few hours. Just let it drain out while I worked on the vehicle. This is the oil I used, the Mailbu one, full synthetic, and this is the oil filter I used. It's an STP 12060. It's the larger oil filter for this vehicle. I think this goes for the 2016 and up. I think the 2016 and back, like the Limited, they take a smaller oil filter. So make sure you check and see which filter your vehicle takes. Now that we have the oil change, let's see how the vehicle runs. Beautiful. 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 So we're low coolant, guys. That's about it. Had replaced the cam sensors. The actuator was bad. The VVT solenoid, you had a bad VVT solenoid. So let's get some coolant. We're gonna be alright. Okay, we're topped off the coolant. I about to concentrate it to get a little bit more bang for my buck. Deck's cool. And yeah, we're gonna start up, let it run, take it for a test drive before I pop the cover back on. And this is it. It's a wrap. Another flawless job for the channel, guys. Let me show you guys this. So ultimately, this was the culprit. Even though I changed the brand new camshaft sensors, the throttle body was acting up. Replaced that, but this is the problem.